Welcome to RPG Ranked, the channel where all your favorite RPGs are ranked.
What is up, RPG nerds? Back for another Octopath video. How surprising. It's not like I make one of these like every 2 days, but if you enjoy Octopath Traveler or other RPGs, please check out the channel. I am sure you will find something that you like on there. Alright, let's get right into this tier list. I love the characters of this game. I might like them even better than the characters in the first game, to be honest. And I'm so excited to talk about these characters today. Alright, let's get started. I did it in the order of Octopath, so, you know, you can figure that out on your own. But we're going to start with Osvald, which was the character I started with. And he's not my favorite in terms of personality. His story's good, but, you know, it's kind of hard to relate to somebody like this who is, like, in jail and they're all, like, depressed and all this stuff. And it's sad. And it's not like his character is bad. Like, his character is great, but is his personality fun or charming? Not necessarily. He's cool, and he's, like, the oldest one, so he has a maturity and a scholarly demeanor that is cool, and I like him better than Cyrus from the first game, but he isn't my favorite. He's fun, but he's, like, middle of the road, so I'm putting him in B tier. But yeah. Nothing too crazy, nothing bad, nothing too good, but overall he's solid. His story's great, but that doesn't necessarily mean his personality is the best. Alright, let's move on to Castti. I think she's the most underwhelming character in the game. C tier for sure. It's the amnesia. Like, very few games have a character with amnesia that's super interesting, super fun. And she's just like a dumbed down Alphen, in my opinion. Like, she doesn't have the personality of Alphen. And she's like also like Ophelia too. Like, she's just always wants to help people, but she's not nearly as fun as Alphen or Ophelia. Ophelia is more like happy and more like fun. And Castti's just like trying to figure herself out. And it's kind of like Amnesia. The only game where Amnesia was done really well that I've played was Lost Odyssey, one of my favorite games. But every other game, and the Amnesia is not really my favorite trope. Some people love it, some people don't love it. I loved it in Lost Odyssey, but otherwise, most Amnesiac characters are kind of annoying. Like, they're just always talking about, oh, I don't know about this, I don't know about this, I don't know about this. And while I haven't quite finished the game, it might play out better later, but I don't know. Any person, like, the fact that even the beginning of her story is being tainted by her amnesia, her personality's kind of mid. So yeah, I don't know. Castti is not my favorite. Alright, let's move on to Throné, who I'm going to put above Osvald. I feel like she's a bit more relatable, but again, she is like a thief on the streets. She murders a bunch of people, and though she doesn't want to be doing that, she's trying to get away from that life, which makes her a little relatable, I guess. It's not really something that you can really, I don't know, she's not like fun and bubbly, and though she isn't like completely dark and like unrelatable, it's like kind of weird. Because she's a cool character, but her personality isn't that fun. Again, like Osvald, they're both great characters. They're just not my favorite in terms of personality. They're kind of dark. And their stories are awesome. I love dark stories, but usually that reflects on the character, and it kind of makes them not as cool. It's hard to make a character that I love as well as a story I love at the exact same time, because a dark character usually means a dark story means usually a more boring character. There are a couple times where it's, like, executed well. In other games, like, for example, Yuri from Tales of Vesperia is a dark character where he, like, does a lot of dark things, like things that you wouldn't expect a bubbly character to do, but he still has a fun personality and stuff. I'm trying to think of a couple other examples. I would say Primrose from the last game, but I don't like her personality. I like Throné and Osvald much better than her, so I don't know. I'm trying to think of other examples of well done. I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, these characters just aren't that relatable, and while they're really well done characters, they're not my favorite in terms of personality. Alright, let's move on to Ochette. She is just so fun. First of all, she's the first non-human character, and I'm usually not the biggest fan of non-human characters, but Ochette's really endearing. She's fun. She's caring. She's always looking out for the people around her. She's adorable. We all love Ochette. She's just super fun, and I am super excited to see more of her story. And I feel like it might be another Haunted situation. I loved Haunted, but I didn't love her story. And Ochette's story wasn't like the best, but it was also much better than Haunted's opening. So I have high hopes. I haven't gotten through the whole game yet, but I felt like I've seen enough of their personality to be able to do this video. But yeah, I'm super excited to see more of Ochette in the future. And yeah, I love her so far. She is adorable. Alright, let's move on to Partitio. My man. Love this guy. I don't think I originally was going to have him in S+, but I switched him and Ochette right before I made it because I was just like, as much as I love Partitio's story and I love that he's trying to save poverty and stuff, and I love the Wild West thing, some of his like language kind of annoys me. Okay, there's this stupid ad that's popping up on my higher screen. Let me get rid of this really fast. But yeah, Partitio, some of the things just really annoy me, like chickadee. I'm like, no, please don't say chickadee. That's so cringe. Like, I love him, but he just had to go a little bit lower on my list because there were a couple things that were too much for me. But yeah, I love the Yeehaw. I love the Wild West. I love his story. So far, of all the chapters I've played, his first chapter is still my favorite of them all. I love Partitio. I love what he stands for. But there were a couple times where I'm just like, no, please don't talk like that. That's so annoying. But anyway, alright, let's move on to Agnea, who I'm going to put in A tier. I really relate to Agnea because if I was in an ideal world, I would be on stage performing. My favorite thing to do, contrary to what you might believe since I have a nerdy RPG channel, my favorite thing to do is sing and play the piano. Yes, I don't know, you probably didn't know that, but yes, that is my favorite thing to do. So I really do relate to Agnea. While I wish I don't have the go-lucky attitude that she does have, I really do relate to her character a lot, but she is a little bit annoying sometimes. I feel like especially in her first chapter, she's like, I have all these talents. And I'm like, girl, be a little bit more humble. Like, you're kind of annoying, and you're kind of like talking to your sister about all these talents that you have, and then she's just kind of like there making food, and it's kind of annoying. But after the first chapter, she gets much better. She's fun. She like is always ready to, she has her goal in her mind. She's a woman on a mission, and it's awesome. But she is kind of annoying sometimes. Like, sometimes she's just too happy that you're like, oh, okay, slow down. Not everything's perfect. Like, you're in a town where there's a bunch of thieves and friends are murdering each other and stuff, and you're just like happy as everything. And it's kind of like a little bit too much for me. Kind of like how Tressa's a little bit too much, but also awesome. I think the A is a good place for her. Like, she's really fun and relatable to me, but she's a little bit much sometimes. Alright, let's move on to Temenos, my man, my favorite character in the game, and one of the most interesting JRPG characters I've seen in a while. I feel like his personality is just completely different than a lot of I've seen. Like, all these other characters, I can compare them to a character from the first game, mostly. Castti is just kind of bad. But other than that, like, I can compare one to the first game or some other character, or like, but Temenos is just super interesting. He's super fun. And while he's like one of my least favorite characters in terms of battle, he is so epic. The only way I can really describe him is like Sean Spencer from Psych, but a cleric. Like, I thought he was just going to be male Ophelia, and I went into his story not expecting that much from him. But oh my gosh, I love this dude. Like, he's like snarky, and he says all these funny things, and it's like buddy cop. Like, him and Crick is like a buddy cop thing where they're at each other's necks, but they're never annoying like, it's like banter, but none of it's annoying banter. Like, Temenos, I would totally be friends with him if he lived around. He also kind of reminds me of my best friend too, like when we get some of that banter and stuff, and he's hilarious. Like him and Crick, probably my favorite friendship in the series so far. It's epic. I hope, I've played the first 2 chapters. I hope Crick is in the other chapters. I'll be so sad if he doesn't show up. But I think he does, because he was like, come back to the headquarters. So I think we'll be good. I think we'll get more of that. But Temenos is just so fun. And then when he goes full psychic, like I was saying about Sean Spencer, he goes like psychic and he's like observing the crime scene and all this stuff. And he just reminds me of a better, like everything I loved about Cyrus, but way more refined, way more funny. And I love that he's like a priest, but also he's not like so serious that you're like, okay. Like, he's like the youth pastor type priest, not like the hallelujah, glory all the time priest. So I really liked Temenos. He's hilarious. Reminds me of Sean Spencer plus a cleric, and it's just awesome. I loved him. He's my favorite character, and I expected him to be my least favorite character, so maybe that's kind of influencing my decision a bit, but I really love this guy. Alright, let's move on to Hikari, who is going to be an S tier as well. Oh my gosh, I love this guy. I love the foil between him and his brother. Like, I did not think I was going to love Hikari that much, because, you know, I don't know. I just didn't. He seemed like one of the least interesting to me, just from the trailers and stuff. I was just like, okay, we're getting another warrior and stuff, but he's like the super nice, like Ophelia type person, but he's the one. I love any prince or any like noble person who decides, heck, I'm going to hang out with the lowly townspeople because you know what? I don't suck as a human being. I love Hikari. He's a people's prince, and his first chapter was so amazing. Like, I literally was crying part of it. Like, when the townspeople, like, it was up on flames and stuff, I was like, no, you did not just do this. I was so mad. I even, like, sweared at the game. I don't even swear. Like, I would not be caught dead swearing on this channel, but, like, I sweared because I literally hate that Hikari's brother. I was so mad. I was like, I'm so excited to play. I've been saving his second chapter because I know it's going to be so good. But Hikari is awesome. He's not as, like, fun as these 3. Like, I don't love seeing him on screen as much. But he's just a great person. Like, I said we need more. Like, when I made the Octopath 1 video for this, I was like, we need more Ophelias in the world. But like, as much as Ophelia's awesome, we need more Hikaris in this world. People who stand up for themselves, people who know when to back off and when to, when they know to, retreat, people who know, like, people who are just, like, so emotionally smart, like Hikari. We need more people like that, and who are so nice and stuff. Like, he's epic. And while he's not as fun and bubbly as these 3, he's just a character I really do admire. Alright, thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my other Octopath 2, Octopath 1, and of course all my other RPG videos that I have. If you really do enjoy this channel, if you're a returning subscriber, I linked some merch down in the comment section below. If you want to check that out, it would be so awesome. We haven't really got anyone buying merch yet, but I think that advertising it now is gonna be, I might get a couple people getting something because, you know, my channel's growing a bit. But also, we have a website, rpgrank.com. We have a lot of articles over there. Me and Seth have posted quite a few over on there if you want more content, and another video hasn't came out yet. Thank you guys all for watching again. It means so much. Please comment down below what you think of these characters. Thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, RPG nerds.